We are today making a charcuterie board. I'm a little rusty on pronouncing that, but there's two different ways to pronounce it. One's French and one's English, and I'm never sure which way. But basically, it's a board where ladies can put their different little snacks on it, and it'll have some handles on it. As you see in the first picture, that one was made from the same tree as this one. And this is kind of special. It's if it was any other wood, it'd probably jump, but it's Texas mesquite. You can see where the borers have got in under the bark. Well, I removed the rest of the bark and I've cleaned it up real good, and then painted it all with epoxy to cover anything that might get damaged there. And then this one wasn't quite wide enough, so I had to attach another piece from another part of it. And it also had a couple big cracks. Now I've attempted to fill these cracks with epoxy. You keep drinking it up, so there must be some internal voids in there. So what we're going to do today is, right now, is we're going to attach some templates to it and put some reinforcement, about 3 or 4 here, of these little dovetail keys, and we're going to do that with a router, and I'll show you how that works. So let me get my board fastened down here, and this template, you can attach it, or you can make your own, whatever. You can attach it with double-sided tape. You don't want to damage your board you're attaching it to, but in my case, it doesn't really matter if there's a couple of little holes there. They're going to be invisible anyway when I put more epoxy on it. I'm going to cut this out, and we're going to do some more, and then I'll come back and show you how to cut the keys to go in there. And then when all that's done, we're going to sand it down and put another different finish on it so it'll contrast with the sides, and it won't be as dark as this. So that's the template holder to my router. And normally, over the years, I've been doing woodworking for a long time, but I normally don't use templates. I use a bar and guided bit, which I think is a little simpler and better, but in this case, this works really well. And you'll need, if you're using a Bosch router like I am, you'll need an adapter for this, but you can buy these kits from Amazon or some woodworking store. And the way it works is you've got this little bushing that's supposed to come off. This little brass bushing, you have it on for this cut, and then for doing the keys, you just take it off. Gives you the right offset, and you'll see how that works. All right, we're going to make our first cut here. All right, so I've cleaned out my dovetail here. I'm just going to take a chisel and get anything that I missed. It's pretty clean. And then we'll take our template off. And we'll put it over here where we're gonna put our next one. Done is we've cut our butterfly dovetails, whatever you want to call them, out here on this board. We've cut them to final depth, cleaned them out. They look good. We're just gonna lay him aside. Now I've got another piece here of unfinished mesquite. I've already cut a couple of the keys, but I'm gonna cut one more, kind of see what I'm doing. I took the little brass guide off of this, so it'll have the offset. And we're using it's a 1/8 bit that comes with the kit. So you need to cut these in a couple of increments. Check your depth adjustment and cut them a little at a time, because it puts a lot of stress on a bit that small. You could break it pretty easily. And on this one, all we're going to do is go around the outside. So what I found works the best is starting the right hand front corner, go this way and around and back, because you can mess up if you let the bit follow you too much. So let's see what we can do here. See, we've cut this out. I'm just going to use this little device to clean it out a little, and we'll back that out. And you can see what we've done here. And the next plunge, I'll go a little deeper till I get it as deep as this one. Then we'll take the bandsaw and cut those out, and we'll go from there. So we made a few passes through and did our machine sanding. Of course, you could do this with a random orbital also, just take a little longer. Just makes it nice and flat. We're going to take it now to the random orbital and start with 100 grit. This was 80, and go up to about 300, maybe a little more. I like to really smooth. Then we're going to put some Odie's oil. And in the meantime, I'll drill for our handles, and we'll still have to put our feet on. That ought to finish it up. Okay, we've sanded it. After sanding it in the sander at 80 grit, I've sanded it by hand 120 to 400, not missing any grits. So it's smooth as a baby's butt. And now we're going to put some Odie's oil on it for a top coat. This is a nice food safe finish that dries hard. Don't take much. You want to rub it in good. Because it is an in the wood finish rather than an on the wood finish. The edges, of course, are already finished with the epoxy. Okay, I'll just do one coat of that. That's all it takes. Need to wait a minute or two before you rub this off, but I'm gonna go ahead so we don't have to hold up here. It'll be fine either way. You want to rub it every bit off. Leave any on the surface or it'll not dry. This stuff takes a while to cure. Can still be used immediately, but it's made out of a wax and an oil mix. If you've not tried it, I highly recommend it. And there we go. I'm gonna put the handles on it and some little feet on the back. I've got my holes drilled here for these. They'll go like that. And we're done.